Hi lovely people, my name is Layla. Welcome to my channel where I love to discuss mindset, inner work, and feminine energy. I want this channel to be a safe space where we can discuss what it's like to be a woman on this journey called life, how we're all trying our best to thrive, and what it means to be a woman navigating this world. Honestly, if I were to choose, I would probably want to be born a woman again and again and again. Last year, I've awakened to the power that we have as women and how most of us aren't even aware of it. Navigating life can be so much easier if we lean more into our feminine energy and stop trying so hard to compete with men or compete with other women. But that journey can only start with understanding what feminine energy is and how to protect it. So, let's talk about that. And polarity. Polarity is natural. It's part of evolution. There is a yin and a yang. There is light and darkness. There is plus and minus. There is feminine and masculine. Obviously, as women, we both have feminine and masculine energy because that's the only way we can function and be productive as human beings, right? However, evolution has made it so that women have way more feminine energy. But the current societies that we live in have created an environment where women are in imbalance and display way more masculine energy than feminine. We also live in societies where women, unbeknownst to them, squander their feminine energy. And I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about how your feminine energy goes to waste and how you can prevent that from happening. Okay, so let's talk about the spiritual side of things first, okay? Because I believe it's very important. People feed from your energy. And by people, I mean the men you get involved with. This is something that you need to know, and this is something that you need to understand. If you are what I would call a discerning person, you will also know how valuable your energy is. You will only offer it to someone who is worthy of you. If you're not aware of your own power, unworthy men will plug into it, drain you, and leave you completely depleted. I want to use two different scenarios to illustrate my point. These scenarios are actually the ones that made me grasp this concept and be like, oh shoot, I never saw it that way. So hopefully when you hear what I have to say, you will wake up. Do you ever wonder why older men with money tend to date way younger women? At first, I thought it was just a matter of attraction. They want someone younger, prettier, sexier, and whatnot. But the truth is, what they're mostly looking for is youthfulness. Being with a younger woman makes them feel younger. It makes them enjoy life more, live longer, have more bedroom activities, etc. The woman ends up being the portal to an energy he did not have access to before. A type of energy only a woman can give. A type of energy some men are willing to purchase with money and the provision of a certain lifestyle. In certain African countries, and I would dare to say most of the continent of Africa, there is a belief that a successful old man who get involved with, let's say, a way younger women, they do that to steal their life force and their luck so that in return they get to be more successful. It is something that happens on the spiritual level, and I totally believe that. When the relationship ends, the woman might end up with nothing or with tangible assets, depending on how smart she is, but her youth is wasted and the man will move on to the next person to deplete. The other common scenario involves a player who has access to many women. The player is handsome, he's charming, he's successful, and he harnesses all these women's energy, which makes him even more attractive, successful, and magnetic to other women. The player is out there living his best life, and these placeholders are fighting for his attention, his love, his affection. The player is building himself up for his dream woman, but at the same time, all the women that he deals with are squandering their energies by hooking up with someone, him, when that energy could be used to better their own lives. When you engage in a low vibrational relationship with someone, you're basically wasting the energy you could use to better your own life. We all know someone like that, or maybe we've been that person stuck in something that made no sense. So don't get attached to players or people who do not value you. They are robbing you, okay? Robbing you. All right, so let's move on to a delicate subject. I've never been a fan of casual bedroom activities, and my stance was always, let people do whatever they see fit. However, because of the nature of the topic, which is to cleanse your feminine energy, I cannot avoid this topic. I have to take a stance and share my opinion, especially after I started doing my inner work around love and relationships and feminine energy since the end of last summer. I want to preach something. I want to tell you what's right and what's wrong, what you should and shouldn't do. And if you are a hardcore feminist who disagrees, that's fine. But at least consider my perspective on the subject, because of our lack of awareness, sometimes we do not always realize that our actions will have negative consequences in the future. So there it goes. The best way to keep your feminine energy clean is to avoid casual, random, meaningless bedroom activities. I want to separate my reasons into two different categories. The first category would have what I would call obvious, tangible reasons. The second category will deal with metaphysical, spiritual reasons. So let's talk about the obvious reason. The interesting thing about those reasons is that the promiscuous societies some of us live in have found ways to brainwash women to think that there is a solution to the problem. The first concern is obviously sexually transmitted diseases. The more partner you have, the more at risk you become. People could argue and say that we can all lose protection, but people are reckless and don't protect themselves 100% of the time. So people are clueless and sometimes downright reckless with the type of diseases that they carry and freely transmit to others. I love going to my gynecologist several times a year for like routine checkups and vitamin shots, knowing I do not have to stress over her finding something is wrong with me in the STD department. That peace of mind is priceless, okay? Another concern is your immune system. By sleeping around with random people, you exchange all types of body fluids that can impact your body and your hormones long after the encounter is over and you never see that person again. Third concern is physical risk involved in casual activities. You don't know the man you match on a random app or that you met at a club or at a bar. There is no telling how he will treat you behind closed doors. Is he going to hurt you? Is he going to respect your boundaries? Will he let you go if you change your mind last minute? There are so many things to consider before you get into an intimate setting with a complete stranger who can overpower you. I'm pretty sure we all have heard stories of hookups gone wrong. People can argue again and say, well, why tell the girl to protect herself and not get involved in situations like this? Why not just tell the man to be decent as a human being in the first place? My answer is simple. You are not in the business of educating people and telling them how to behave unless these are your children. You are in the business of watching out for yourself. And that means do not count on people to do the right thing. Count on yourself to not put yourself in dangerous situations. Control what you can control, protect yourself, and don't engage in activities like this. The fourth concern is the impact on your emotional and your mental health. Women can delude themselves into thinking that they can move like men, sleep around, and not get attached. From an evolutionary standpoint, when a woman sleeps with a man, she releases oxytocin. The reason is to create attachment and bonding because your body, crazy, thinks that this is the man you love and want to have babies with. There's no way to control that. So don't be surprised if that casual thing becomes something you are obsessed with once you do the thing with the guy, okay? Don't trap yourself. Now, let's move on to the metaphysical, spiritual side. Again, what I'm about to share with you guys is a huge paradigm shift for me. Or are you a trash can? Like, I'm seriously asking you the question, are you a trash can? How is it that you allow someone who hasn't invested in you or committed to you to dump himself into you? Men give and women receive. You're opening yourself up and letting a man dump all his worries and concerns, stress, bad luck, and God knows what else inside of you. A man you know nothing about. You don't know his family, you don't know his pedigree, where he's from, what trauma he carries, what lifestyle he has. I mean, I already knew that I wasn't down for casual bedroom activities, but envisioning this gross scenario is what makes me not want to have casual bedroom activities with anyone but my future husband. I'm at that stage where I believe situationships, whatever ships, relationships with like boyfriend, girlfriend, don't even deserve sex anymore. I want to preserve my energy and myself for someone I would properly vet and marry. But then again, you don't have to be this extreme. For me, based on the inner work that I'm doing, right now, this is where I'm heading. If you haven't been protecting your feminine energy for a while, chances are your inner compass is misaligned and completely out of balance. Before I let you go, I want to touch on one last little thing, and that is your intuition as a woman. Is it working properly? There could be two instances. Maybe your intuition is working just fine, but you go against it because you think you know better, or maybe because your ego convinces you that it wants what it wants despite the cost. Or maybe you are good at following your intuition, but that intuition is completely off because of external influences or, I don't know, other reasons. Either way, you need a big reset. You need to reconnect with and strengthen your intuition through a combination of mindfulness, self-awareness, and creating a space for your inner voice, to be heard. Pay attention to your intuition, listen to it, honor it, and watch how you start making better decisions that align with your deepest desire. For women out there who want to be married, who want to have children, you have to understand, at least that's what I understood, that we need to move differently. We need to choose a different route. Certainly not the route that social media advertises along with all the recklessness happening out there. The truth is that you cannot control other people. You can only control yourself. You can work on yourself and be the best version of yourself every single day and hope that by doing so, you will attract your vibrational match. That feminine energy you carry, revive it, protect it, and harness it to improve your overall life. Don't squander, don't give it away, okay? This is all for today. Thank you for watching. Take very good care of yourselves, and you will see me in the next video. Bye!